Hello, and welcome to Atomic Radio Hour, the show that dives into the wreckage that is post-apocalyptia. This is episode 14. I am your host, Vincent. I'm also here with...
your hat-stealing host, Declan.
And that's not all. We also have two special guests with us. I'm already fucking up. Mrs. Z, White Collar, would you like to introduce yourselves?
Go, Mrs. Z.
I'm Mrs. Z.
Hi, Mrs. Z.
Hi, Mrs. Z.
Been an alcoholic for... Oh, no, I'm sorry, wrong meeting. Huge Fallout enthusiast, as well as... I stream as well. Go team.
Yeah. I am White Collar. My friends call me White. My dad was Mr. Collar. Don't call me that. I'm a Fallout modder, Fallout 4. Working on a couple of projects you may or may not have heard of, and that's most of it.
So we're really happy to have you guys on the show.
Yes, very happy.
Thank
you for coming on.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having
very
us.
Very excited. Yes, thank you.
So we have a very, very important matter we have to discuss here today. But before we jump into it, I just want to kind of get into the lore. And if I do my job correctly, we can segue perfectly into the number one matter that's concerning all of America today.
Yes, I agree.
Hey everybody, it's Vince. Just a heads up, this is the first time we're recording with guests that aren't in the room with us, and I kind of have a little bit of a new setup for my mic, so if things sound a little off, a little echoey, I apologize ahead of time. But other than that, enjoy the show. So today's lore is on Lucas Sims, town sheriff and mayor too. Ooh. Lucas Sims is born in 2236 and grew up in Megaton. Serves as mayor, sheriff, judge, and pretty much every other position that needs filling. It's no secret to the people of Megaton that he's fulfilling a childhood fantasy of being a cowboy from the stories that his father told him. He also is a member of the Regulators. Colin Moriarty and Lucas Sims hate each other and constantly fight over who technically runs the town. By 2297, Lucas Sims' son, Hardin, becomes a sheriff of Megaton, and while drunk one night, claims that the Lone Wanderer is responsible for his father's death. And you know why the Lone Wanderer is responsible for his father's death?
Because he wanted his hat.
He wanted that goddamn hat. Now, you know what hat I want in Fallout?
I always want Lucas Sims' hat. That's the only reason that he needs to die is for his hat.
There's a picture. If you go on the wiki, the Fallout wiki for Fallout, and you go to Lucas Sims' page, the first picture of him is a picture without his hat on, and he's alive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Which is incredible. That shouldn't happen. That's an anomaly.
Yeah.
I agree.
But if there's anything Fallout 4 is lacking other than cohesive RPG elements, it is the pre-war Bonnet.
Ouch. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Why the fuck can't I make my own choices in Fallout 4? No, Mrs. Z, would you like to kick it off? You being the president of this movement.
The expert.
The expert on the pre-war Bonnet. So... originally, if we're going to go in lore and history and all that, so originally, for whatever reason on the Fallout Wiki, it is listed as a woman's bonnet. However, I believe the gentleman can wear it and look just as fantastic in it.
I agree.
It's basically just pre-war outfits. Is basically what it's listed in. You see it more in New Vegas than you do in 3 for whatever reason, even though I first discovered it in Fallout 3. So, they're basically amazing. There is a small caveat. They don't protect you from super extra damage. Your aim does not increase with the bonnet, even though it does protect your eyes from the sun. Your aim, I can speak from personal experience, your aim will not get better unless you use VATS. So unless you already know how to shoot your plasma rifle, whatever you're aiming with, it's not going to get better. And if a bonnet does claim that, it's a mod and it's fake. It's not the original. We don't want that.
It's not the pre-war bonnet.
Exactly.
It's a pre-war bonnet.
Exactly. We want the original back.
So with this being said, I don't think it's too crazy to think that within 76 we're going to get the pre-war Bonnet, because it's only 25 years after the bombs have dropped, and from the footage that has come out after the Greenbrier event, which I feel like we should really jump into later on, but ghouls still have clothing. Like, ghouls still have shoes on.
Yes.
I think that's crazy.
Like, you can't see me right now, but I'm doing a lot of, like, hand motions about how amazed I am. Like, oh my god. I don't know about you guys, but I love ghouls.
Mm-hmm.
I love everything about them. I wish I could... Like, that's the one thing I want more than anything in 76 is... Other than the Bonnet, is to be a ghoul.
Wow. I do like ghouls. I will admit, though, it wasn't until I was a sophomore in college that I was able to get over my fear of them and actually complete the RepCon facility quest in Fallout New Vegas. It took me a very long time.
Really?
Yeah, no,
Really?
true story. True story. Literally didn't do that quest until I was a sophomore in college.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know how it ended. I knew how it ended. I've seen other people do it. I've heard them talk about it, all that sort of thing. Didn't do it myself. I could not play. I couldn't do it by myself. New Vegas and 3 ghouls they just got me.
Was it the noise?
Yeah, it's kind of everything. It's mostly the noise and the speed, right? Like, they shouldn't move that fast.
Yeah,
that's
it's
not,
a little unsettling.
that's
They're
not
more
normal.
infected as opposed to undead.
It just everything about them just worries me. As a person, as a living person.
They're quite unsettling if you think about it.
Yes, very. And the footsteps too. That doesn't make. It's like they just got out of the shower and they're walking around with bare feet on tile floor. Like, that's what it sounds like. Like, what is going on here? Something is happening. Exactly. That's what it sounds like. You ever listen to it? It's just not very just chills. Can't do it.
Now, Vince, I want to propose.
Yeah.
What if your wildest fantasy were to come true and you can play a ghoul in Fallout 76
With a bonnet.
a pre-war bonnet? You beat me to it.
Christ.
That would be the messiah of ghouls.
No, I would start a cult. I would start a cult in 76. If I can do whatever I want, it would be the Church of the Bonnet, and all must proclaim themselves to the Bonnet.
Wow, you could make yourself the canonical first post-war religion. Yeah.
Sold.
Because if it happens in the game, it's canon, right? Like, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, why else do you think they're doing this? I mean, they retconned all of the lore,
All the other
so they're
lore.
like, you know what? Fuck it. Just let them figure it out, and we'll just take the best ones and run with it. Did you see? Okay, I don't want to get too, like, on this for a long time, but I was at work today flipping through my Twitter, and someone tweeted to Pete Hines that it's only 25 years and somehow the Brotherhood is already in West Virginia. And that canonically, normally, should not have happened. Maxon should still be in California at Mariposa, or maybe even not even at Mariposa. He's alive, though. The first Maxton is alive.
Right, yeah.
And how did you get there?
So
Yeah.
I know
You know what I
that-
mean? Like,
I know that the clip that person is referring to, and it came out with the original Fallout 76 like footage that they showed. I think it was in the original trailer. If not, it was at E3. But the
The
thing
note?
is, no, the Brotherhood of Steel, because it's not been actually like confirmed in there. Like there was a clip that somebody paused, and that's why half of the Fallout community is like up in arms, like, wait a minute, the Brother of Steel is there? And it was
Really?
literally like a 2-second
Yeah.
clip. And
I
it's
don't remember hearing
not
about this clip.
Oh my! I'll have to find it. I'll find it and send it to you. But it was there was huge uproar after after I don't remember again if it was the trailer or if it was some type of gameplay that they showed at E3. But there was like a less than 2 or 3 second clip, and it looks like the Brotherhood of Steel was somewhere in West Virginia at the time. But it honestly, it could have just been a reused asset, and it could be like that they've edited it out since then. I'll have to find it though.
The Exo-1 power armor makes more sense to exist than the Brotherhood. Just because if the Enclave was getting together and trying to say, like, okay, we're the brightest minds, the quote-unquote brightest minds of today, let's get together and kind of get ready for this, because I believe the Enclave power armor was being made pre-war. Like, not that I'm sorry, not that it was being made pre-war. The Enclave was forming pre-war. Once they all went to the oil rig and everything, and the other spots that they had secluded, they started working on their own armament. So no,
I was just gonna ask, did the guy that tweeted at P. Hines, did he get a reply?
Yeah, Pete Hines is like, I don't cover lore. That's not my department. I'm like, Pete. Speaking of Pete Hines,
I was gonna say, we know somebody who's very familiar with that process.
I heard you went to his bar mitzvah. You want to tell us about it?
Yeah, I know, right? So Uncle Pete and I prefer to call him Uncle Pete because I feel like our relationship is just at that level because you know, we're that he tweeted he recognized one of my tweets. So little backstory about the pre-war bonnet and the jokes. If you guys want to hear it.
What do you mean jokes?
It's a very serious matter.
So it really is. So basically, you know, I mentioned I'm a streamer, and I had mentioned to you guys earlier, Fallout 4 was my first Fallout. True story. However, prior to actually playing Fallout 4, or Fallout 3, or Fallout New Vegas, my husband played Fallout 4. And I would sit there and I'd watch him play. And so I started, like, Googling these stories because he'd read a terminal and I'd be reading it behind him. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. So I just started Googling and just reading article after article, story after story. I'm pretty sure I've read the Fallout Wiki too many times to count.
That was me in high school.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm just nerding out 15 years after the fact. So, I played Fallout 4, played it a ton. I was like, oh my god, I love this game. I can't believe I never actually played this game, and I only ever read all the stuff on it. So, found out they had a sale on Xbox. I used to be a console user.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
I know.
Vince is still a console user.
I like the feel of a controller.
You can use a controller on PC and it looks better. Anywho, so
Thank you. Finally, someone gets it.
So they had a sale on Xbox, or maybe it's not a sale. Maybe it's just because the games are so old. So New Vegas and Fallout 3 were both like $10 a piece. And so I put out to my community, and I was like, guys, you guys want to see me, like, you've seen me play, like, drunk Fallout 4. You guys want to see, like, drunk Fallout 3? And everybody's like, oh, yeah, hell yeah, Mrs. Z, let's do it. So I'm like, all right. So I start off with Fallout 3, because that one came first. So I start playing it, and one night I am just super inebriated, as is, for whatever reason, that's how I play Fallout. And
as is tradition.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not a drunk Fallout gameplay with Mrs. E if I'm not drunk. So
it is implied in the title.
Yeah, exactly.
You have integrity. You
100%.
stick to your format.
Yes, 100%. So I'm like, all right. So we're just running around, and I don't even. I was so inebriated. I don't even remember where I picked up my very first pre-war bonnet. But I remember putting it on my character, and I think I had the Chinese stealth suit on. That's normally my go-to now for, like, 3 and New Vegas, is I'm always in the Chinese stealth suit. And so I go in and I put it on, and, like, you go to the screen where you can kind of see yourself in third person. Mm-hmm. And I went, oh my god, y'all, look at my hat. Y'all, this is a thing. We can no longer play Fallout if there is not a fucking pre-war bonnet on my head. Like, this 100% has to happen. I went, like, full Southern Belle. I was like, yes. Hi, darlings. Let's see what we can do today. All right, I'm gonna need you to go stand over there so I can shoot you. Let's make this. And it was just like, the pre-war bonnet made the outfit. So, start New Vegas a couple months later after I finally beat 3. Same thing, except for instead of actually going to try to find Benny, it's, can we find the pre-war bonnet? Like, I know we're looking for Benny, but I mean, we can fuck.
He can wait.
Yeah, we can fuck Benny later. Like, he's on our list. We really need to get this pre-war bonnet. And I remember searching, like, every house, just, like, looking every time I'd see clothes. I'd be like, oh, I wonder if they got a pre-war bonnet on them. Like, and just people in my chat just instantly, like, my community just thought it was hilarious. Like, they always knew. They were like, all right, when's Miss Siegel find this damn bonnet so we can get to Benny already? Like,
That's awesome.
It was just, I don't know, it was just like a drunk joke that became a permanent staple on accident.
So, would you like to explain how Pete Hines gets in the mix?
Yeah, so I know this, to make a long story longer, so they announced Fallout 76, and I think it was probably about maybe a month or two ago, I was talking to some other friends on an entirely different Discord, and I was like, hey, I wonder if the pre-war Bonnet's going to be in 76, because it wasn't in Fallout 4, and I really feel like that ruined my experience. Even though I played Fallout 4 first, I always knew that there was something missing. I just didn't know what it was.
It retroactively destroyed everything.
Exactly. So
I can take lore retcons, but no pre-war Bonnet.
yeah. So oh no, we can get into lore and why logically the Bonnet will be there, but we'll get to that. So so I started like randomly tweeting, and I can go back through my Twitter. Actually, I don't remember what it was. I think it was just somebody tweeted something at one point about something that was going to be in Fallout 76, and I was like, yeah, but I mean, is the pre-war Bonnet coming back? and anybody that like streams or whatever tells you like you need to have a community, you need to make your own Discord, you need to get on Twitter so that people know that you're a streamer. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure people know that I'm a streamer because, I don't play video games unless I'm streaming. And I was like, my name's Purple on Discord all the time. But people are very much like, you have to go on Twitter, you have to, like, really pushing Twitter. So I'm just like, cool, whatever. So I just offhandedly made this comment, and it just took off. Like, people started liking it and laughing at it. Now, and when I say people, I mean, like, prior to the pre-war Bonnet thing, I was getting, like, 1 or 2 likes. And now every time I mention, like, the pre-war Bonnet for a point, I was getting, like, 5 or 6 likes.
Oh, wow.
So, I know, right? That's a huge improvement.
Double.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're really coming up in the world.
I know. Like,
It's like a 200-300% improvement.
yeah. For me, it was, you take the little things in life.
Yeah.
I know I'm never going to be as big as what's that ninja guy with the blue hair? I'm never going to be. Yeah, I'm never going to be ninja. I 100% accept
40
that.
million followers because he plays a children's game.
I mean, but you know what? He does it, and he does it well.
He does it well. He does it
yeah.
well.
I can't be mad at that. Like, to each their own. So I never want to be that big ever.
That's
I
when you
value
can't even
my,
go to Walmart anymore.
Exactly. Like, I value my privacy to an extent. So it was just kind of like me, like, looking at my husband being like, oh, hey, babe, look, I got 6 likes on this one. So then about a month ago, I started a joke, and I started tweeting at Bethesda and at the Fallout Twitter, and it was Bethesda Studios, and Fallout. All 3 of their Twitters. I would tweet maybe like once a day. I'd be like, hey, any word on that Fallout pre-war Bonnet coming back in 76? And I never got a response. I got a few likes, a few LOLs, a few retweets, and it was just like, whatever. So then somebody had retweeted it and added it to DC Deacon, and I was like, oh, I wonder if Uncle Pete knows. Maybe Uncle Pete knows. So then I thought, maybe these guys are too big. Maybe I need to go for like the next group. So the next group is gonna be is Pete. So I'm like, all right. So in all fairness, I probably tweeted to him 7 or 8 times. I cannot confirm how many times something I tweeted was retweeted back to him, tagging him.
Oh, shit. I didn't
So
know that.
Wow.
yeah, so that was the thing,
no.
is that I got my community involved in it, and people,
Yeah, that's
yeah, so people that were outside of my community also became involved. Like if they were friends on other Fallout servers that I'm on, they gradually, like, I was already talking to him on Twitter, I'm already talking to him on Discord, we're kind of laughing about it. This is a good idea, right? So, yeah, we're going to start doing this. So then about 2.5 weeks ago, I started a competition with my community. And I was like, hey, guys, here's the deal. I will give like $5. I'm not Mr. Moneybags. I was like,
You're not Ninja.
Yeah, I'm not Ninja. I was like, I'll give $5 to whomever comes up with the best Fallout pre-war Bonnet memes. I was like, they're not.
Awesome.
So Bethesda's not listening to me just asking and just commenting on posts. Maybe they want to see it. Maybe they don't remember what it looks like. It's been like 12 years. Maybe they just don't remember. So they start making memes, and I've literally got on my Discord. I've got an entire channel dedicated. It's in its own separate area, and it's dedicated pre-war Bonnet memes.
Some fantastic stuff there.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Huge. Amazing. I know I had my two main people that were competing, Highest Wing Zero and Red Conquer. Both of them, I mean, it would be like bam, bam, bam. Every other day I would like pull up Discord and there'd be like a new meme and I'd be like, oh my God, I love it. So
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I started.
Link me to that.
Oh yeah. I'll send you guys links as well. Yeah. So I started like tweeting them out, and I'd be like, "Hey, Bethesda Studios, Fallout, how about that?" And I would just leave like the hashtag Bring Back the Bonnet, and and so it got. I mean, I think it had 90 hits at one point, but
it got to the point where people would search the hashtag and just be like,
yeah.
They knew the story immediately.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
So I did that a couple times, and then I remember last week, like it was actually Monday morning before he tweeted back at me. Pete had responded to somebody else about, I don't know what the question was that he responded to. And I went in my Discord and I was like, guys, I'm kind of bummed. Like, I don't even feel like I'm asking that much. Can I just get like a like or like a maybe or something? Like, I'm not getting any responses on my tweets. So, no.
Me, senpai.
Oh wait, something. Yeah, I know, right? So something did happen though prior to that. So Friday, I think it was like Wednesday. The Wednesday before that, I DM'd White Collar and I was like, hey, I have a super top secret favor. And you're the only person that I trust with this. And he was like, okay, I've got tests this week. And I was like, no, I know you guys school. I'm not telling you not to learn. Just go learn. But just know that I have a super secret, like top secret thing I need you to help me with. And he's like, okay. So I think it was Friday night. He was done with everything. And I told him, I was like, all right, dude, here's the deal. I want to make a Bring Back the Bonnet YouTube video. Like, I want an entire YouTube video on why Fallout 76 has not confirmed or denied the pre-war Bonnet. I've been tweeting at these people for a month. I have got no response. And at that point, I was tweeting different memes to Bethesda Studios, and Fallout at least twice a day. And I was tweeting at Pete. Maybe again, it was I counted. I went through my Twitters, and I think I only directly tweeted to him like 7 or 8 times. So
almost 7 or 8 times.
So yeah, thank you. So Friday I had all the footage made, and I sent everything to White Collar, and I wrote up a script. I recorded everything. He was nice enough to edit the sound and everything.
What
and
a guy.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's like seriously number one. So
I wanted to spread the good word, you know.
Yeah, he's already part of the cult. So he's like a, what is it, like a?
I'm in this church for sure.
Oh yeah, what is it?
Like a prophet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The prophet White Collar.
I'm in there.
Yeah, you're the pope.
He's the one that's sharing the good word.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Not door-to-door guy.
So we released that. I think, did we release it like Saturday?
Could not tell you.
I feel like it was yeah. I know, it was on my channel.
You're real devout.
She uploaded it, for the record.
Yeah, I uploaded it. He made it for me, and I uploaded it. So I think we released it on like, I don't know. I think it was
that weekend.
It was that weekend. It was either Saturday or Sunday. So then Monday comes around, and it actually had like 40 or 50 views that I was super surprised about. And so then, that Monday morning, again, bummed out, no response from Pete. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, and so I had sent him like a super nice, in my opinion, it was super nice because I looked at it like, this is how I would write like a work email. So I was like, good morning, DC Deacon. I hope you're having a great day. If you have a moment to spare, would you please let us know if the pre-war Bonnet will be making a comeback in Fallout 76? Thank you for your time. Have a great weekend. Signed, Mrs. E. # bring back the Bonnet. That one got 10 likes. I'm just saying. Wow. So corporate bitch comes out and, you get more likes. So then, so Monday morning rolls around. So I just like, you know what? Fuck it. It's going to be the last time I try. And then it was, hey, Deacon, DC Deacon, can you confirm if the pre-war Bonnet will be back in Fallout 76? Asking for a friend. # bring back the Bonnet. And I pull up Twitter, like, maybe two or 3 hours later, and I get a response from Pete Hines with the check mark. I will give you $10 American to please stop asking me this question. Or not asking me this question. I'm sorry. I will give you $10 American to please stop asking this question. He doesn't care if I'm asking him or asking anybody else. So I'm just thinking he hadn't had his coffee yet. And he had a really long weekend. I think that was the same weekend that they were doing the big Bethesda thing in Greenbrier. I don't know if it was the same weekend or if it was the week before that. Regardless, I'm sure he was busy. My tweet got 57 likes. His response got 348 so far.
I was on both of them.
Yeah.
Me too, actually.
Some people liked both. More people liked his, which, But I responded back, I'm like, you know what? No need to pay me. I'll quit asking. Made my day with the response. Can't wait for the beta to drop. But
that's awesome.
For the record, we may have lost the battle. We haven't lost the war.
The war rages on.
A good general knows when to pull back her troops until.
Well, at this point, it's a holy war. So.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
You know what I can't stop picturing? I can't stop picturing the children of Adam and just a bunch of gangly misfits wearing pre-war bonnets, and they're just beating each other with garden shovels. Oh, God.
It's going to be a mod for Fallout 4.
And, everyone's wearing white bonnets, but then, someone who's, a bonnet just, hater gets killed by the main bonnet holder and then just dips the white bonnet in their blood.
Like the red caps.
Jesus.
No.
Logically, though.
Logically and lore-wise, I mean, okay, everything lasts in Fallout. If you look at from Fallout New Vegas to Fallout 4, those are the 3 latest years in Fallout that we've had. They all have Blamchrome mac and cheese, sugar bombs, Nuka-Cola. All of that stuff has lasted well past the expiration date. You've got clothing that is well past the expiration date. Technically, cotton clothing lasts 25 to 40 years before.
Really?
Yes, that's a true story, scientific fact. Cotton clothing will last anywhere from 25 to 40 years if well maintained. So logically, the pre-war Bonnet should not only be in Fallout 76 because of the time frame, it should be in pristine condition.
It should be plentiful. Also.
Yes.
Yeah, really.
Yes.
Do you think
it should be all over the place?
Yes, I agree.
So, okay, here's an idea then.
Yeah.
You brought up the whole Southern Belle thing.
Yes.
This is West Virginia.
Oh, yes.
How far is West Virginia from Kentucky?
It's not. They're literally next door to each other.
Yeah.
Same border. They share a border.
I should know that, but I went to a public school. Now.
I love how that's your excuse. I need to use that one. I'm gonna steal that.
That means the Kentucky, can't even say it right. The Kentucky Derby.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Does everyone see the dots that I'm connecting?
Yeah.
This is a real Pepe Sylvia kind of situation going on right now.
Oh my god.
Totally.
There's going to be a whole arena of bonnets.
Totally picking up what you're putting down here. Yeah.
Now, what if, just to spite you, DC Deacon, our Papa Pete, he went to God Howard's office himself and he's like, remove all the pre-war bonnets except one. We are going to put this one pre-war bonnet in a lockbox, in a military compound, in a vault, lock the key, kind of like an Emperor's New Groove, like put the flea in a box, put the box in another box, and then hit it with a hammer kind of situation, but with the hat. Like, what if it's like this treasure hunt? Like, the game gets released and Pete Hines is like, at Mrs. E, find the one.
That'd be amazing.
Then, you know what? Game on. 100% game on. I'm sold.
Oh.
And if they decide to add it to Creation Club in a year for $100, I'm starting a crowdfunder because I have an offspring that I have to feed first. I'll start saving now.
Oh my god!
That's
I
fantastic.
look forward to that possibility. And now that I'm thinking about it,
dedicated.
I'm repicturing the Fallout 4 brief pre-war moments, right? And and when you're walking through the street, or whatever, no one's wearing any hats. What kind of bullshit is that? Who doesn't wear a hat? It's a bright, sunny Saturday. Who's not wearing a hat? I'm like,
You're not sitting at the dinner table.
Well,
put a hat on.
Yeah, right. You're outside, going to the park or whatever. You don't have a hat on. What's wrong with you? Animals.
Yeah, they are.
Damn, I'm trying to think of all of the in-game pre-war footage they've shown us for the trailers, and nobody has a hat on.
Right. I know.
No,
To be
you
fair,
know who
though-
the only person who has a hat on is?
Who?
No, who?
The Vault-Tec rep.
Oh, you're right.
Oh my god, y'all.
Vault-Tec calling. They've taken all the bonnets.
If the vault... Oh my god, what if the Overseer... Because, we have to leave the vault for 76, right? And the
was just
Overseer's gone, right? What if she has the bonnet?
It's all the bonnets. Oh my god, that's the whole.
That's the main quest.
That's the whole quest. It's not find the water chip. It's not find your daddy or your son. It's find the Overseer. Find the bonnet. Oh my god, that reminds me of a movie. I can't remember what it is now though. Shoot, brain fart.
Pre-war Bonnet Vault.
Oh, there's like a is it? Oh, it kind of reminds. So BioShock had the BioShock Infinite had the
I didn't play it.
Oh, okay. There's a part, and it's not a spoiler. It's well known through the game. Bring us the girl, wipe away the debt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah.
So it's a big thing in BioShock Infinite, and so it's like find the Overseer, find the pre-war bonnet, or like something. Like all the lore is actually around it.
So speaking of 76 and the location and the time and the everything, I don't know if you guys have seen any of the new footage that has come out.
No.
Yes.
No.
You haven't seen any of it.
I have been avoiding it. I've seen what Bethesda has officially posted. I have not watched what other people have posted from their experience at Greenbrier or whatever. I've been avoiding it like the plague.
I hope I didn't
Okay.
spoil anything.
No, you're good.
Okay.
So
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that.
You're good.
I want to jump into a little bit of it.
Go for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't expect me to know very much.
Use
Okay,
code words.
cool. I just didn't want you to be like, no, my virgin ears.
Well, yeah, I'll be all right.
No. We just
I'll
have
live.
to use code words now. So whenever you refer to the vault, call it a strawberry.
Okay.
And
So, okay, all right, then I'll go with that. So, I was watching one video, and they were saying that a lot of the people, if you watch some of the videos, there was 4 people in a group at a time, which I think is the max, and a lot of the people that were there had no clue anything about the game that weren't, like, YouTubers.
oh my god, I know. I saw that. I was so disappointed with that.
So, I was watching one video, and the guy's like, oh, I found another strawberry. I'm really good at this hint game. And he's like, I found another one. And then they look... It took you a second.
It did. I was like, what? So confused. All right, no.
So he's like, I found a strawberry. I got one. And the game dev, like, was perplexed and looked over, and he just opened up the lock-picking minigame. And he was like, no, you didn't. Go back into the wasteland. Like, it's just a lot of what I've seen about it so far is really, really neat. Like, the holotapes are way longer.
I love that.
like in text format or in audio format?
No, in
Audio.
audio format. Like, you know how you'd find like a holotape
An audio tape, yeah.
and it's just like, this is Dr. Da-da-da-da, and
Yeah.
I did this, and okay, my terminal code is this, and then it's over.
Yeah.
This one you get like a bio, an intro, a thesis, or a hook statement, like
Wow.
like a whole like, all right, and look out for my next audiobook coming. Like, you get a whole like thing. Like, it's not just the one video I was watching. The guy's like playing the tape and like walking around. You can see he's like trying to find something to do, and he's like, all right, I only got 3 hours. Can we hurry this up a little bit? Like, and what, you know what, like, I kind of agree and kind of disagree with the way they did Greenbrier, because it was...
Okay.
What?
No, I don't know what Greenbrier is.
Oh, it's the event that they did.
Yeah. So,
Oh.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Greenbrier is an actual hotel that is in West Virginia that's also in the game. And it was a legitimate... it was a Fallout bunker, so it was not a shelter, but it was, if the bombs dropped... All of Congress was to go there in the pre-war, and basically what happened is some reporters got ears of it back in the 90s, and they outed it in 92. So the government, the government gave it back to Greenbrier.
Wow.
I think at that point they had already not been using it.
Yeah, like it hadn't actually been used. I think a lot of the relics in there that are still in there that they used kind of like as a hotel today are actually like legit like Cold War stuff, whereas I think the Cold War had been over with for a couple of years at that point.
Okay, yeah. We got a couple of those where I am.
Yeah. So the way they did it was, from what I understand, is they threw like a big party, kind of like Reclamation Day, because you wake up and it's like, oh, I'm a little hungover, I have to leave the vault.
Wow.
Okay, there will be an episode where I kind of go into why I think Fallout 3 is the greatest game ever devised.
Yes.
And a lot of it is just theme and things that are just thematic with the world. And the whole theme so far of 76 has been, you wake up, you have been in this vault for pretty much your entire life. Because if you leave and you're a 19-year-old character, you were born 6 years into the project.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
You've never seen the sky.
You don't.
Yeah,
Yeah. You don't know
okay.
what you don't know what real blue is. You think blue is your jumpsuit. You don't look up in the sky and say that is beautiful and breathtaking, and we live on this planet. So you leave the vault, and all these videos are coming out and showing these people leaving the vault, where I think almost kind of in like a wrong way to do it, they showed these people's first experiences leaving the vault and waking up and rummaging around outside and trying to figure out how this game works and the mechanics. And like, I'm not upset because I'm like a crack addict. I want it. I need it in me and I need it now. But at the same time, I feel like I kind of cheated myself, because I'm not going to get that same experience. I'm going to go, oh, that's there, and in that video, that guy picked up that was there. So it's like, I've already given...
It's like the opening to Fallout 3 where you get that scenic overlook.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I didn't look at. And every Fallout game that's come out since 3, I have not spoiled it for myself, where I want that first time you see sunlight to be special for me. Because I remember the first time in Fallout 3 when I opened my eyes and went, oh, fuck, which, again, we'll get into at a later date. But I just, like, that was such a powerful thing for me. And then when I left in New Vegas, I was like, all right, that could have been better. But 4, I had that feeling again of just, like, fuck. Like, what do I do?
Like, here, it's welcome. Here I am.
I think you're saying you don't like the fact that that Greenbrier showed you all that already. Is that what I'm saying? Is that what I'm understanding?
Kind of. I kind of like I liked it because I just want more footage. Like, I hate when I go on, like, and I know I sound hypocritical. I know I'm an asshole. Sorry, but when I go on Twitter, like, and I feel like this is one of the main reasons why they did it. When I go on Twitter, you have to see all these people that are constantly tweeting at Pete Hines and constantly tweeting at Fallout and constantly tweeting at Bethesda, just being like, where's the gameplay? Where's the beta news? Like, give them a fucking break. They've
got their hands full. Yeah,
they're building a brand new game, pretty much, except for the assets, from the ground up. Like, they're trying something they've never done before. If the beta doesn't come out to the end of October, which we now know it's not coming out to the end of October, fine. Like, I don't know. I just think that people just think because a game studio makes a game that they're just entitled to every little detail about the game. Like, Fallout 4, if I'm stuck at a part, I go online, which I'm not, but I'm saying if I was, I'd go online and look something up and be like, oh, okay, that's there. But like Fallout 3, I remember I thought I was one of the few people that actually knew anything about Fallout 3 because I lived in a small town where nobody had played it other than myself and a few other people. So I would have to like call people and be like, dude, where the fuck is Lincoln's Repeater? Like there was a dude I was friends with on Xbox, so I'd be like, dude, I can't find Old Painless. And he'd be like, all right, dude, go to Dave. And like, you know what I mean? So
yes.
All of this is now out, and it's like, good.
The expectations are insanely high, but it's like it's never enough for people.
So I don't know how you guys feel, and Mrs. EU as well, about, I mean, you've more recently than I have seen all of the recent like intro videos, so to Fallout games, Fallout 3, New Vegas 4, etc. All those those intro videos you get right before you start playing the game. For Fallout 3, it's the zoom out of the bus. Right. So and then
the reveal trailers.
Right. Well, yes. But for me, those older games and Fallout 4, and I don't recall seeing the intro video to Fallout 4 prior to actually playing it. I don't know if they released it or not. But that kind of took it. When I saw the Fallout 76, because Bethesda posted it, when I saw the Fallout 76 intro video, like the one that you see when you start the game, I was like, wow, I'm not gonna, I don't know, it took, I think, I recognize that I'm not gonna have that same feeling of I guess of novelty, but that's a very poor way to phrase it. I
agree with you. I know what you're trying to say.
Right. So like, you're
not gonna have the aha moment.
Yes, you're not gonna have you don't have the, yeah. I'm losing the words there, but yes.
No, I get you.
So, out of curiosity, as someone who's seen them recently, Mrs. E, which did you prefer of your introductory aha moments? We already know that Vince's favorite is Fallout 3.
Yes, very much so.
So I have two different kind of things. So I think my favorite opening, like when you're leaving the vault, is Fallout 4. And that's just because I'm a total like color whore. Like I love paintings, I love color, I love like vibrancy.
I'm aware.
Yeah. So when you see when you leave the vault in Fallout 4 and you just see just the waste. And I think that honestly, I think if I saw that exact same scene in Fallout 3, but they didn't have that like green like filter that they have in Fallout 3. Like, I understand why they have it. But I feel like if I could see that exact same scene in Fallout 3, I feel like it would have meant more. If that, for me personally.
To have less of a washed out way. I'm with you.
Yeah, I love the different like EMB shaders and color mods for Fallout 3 and New Vegas. Because I feel like it really breathes like literal new life into it, even if you have no other mods. Just a weather mod, a light mod, and a shader. It's new life.
Yeah, I agree. Even when I switched over from playing Fallout New Vegas on console to playing Fallout New Vegas on PC, I didn't have any mods, and it was just because of the difference in graphics and stuff. I was like, this almost feels like a new game. Everything was much more powerful.
Really?
PC. Yeah, it just felt like I literally played the game again, completely vanilla, just because it looked so different. Well, not so different. It looked different enough that to me it was more beautiful than the first time I had played it.
I feel like a hard thing to put your finger on too is that the PC's draw distance is ridiculous compared to the consoles. So you get this sense of scale because you see things in the distance.
Yeah, that was a big factor. Being able to see on like a if you have your draw distance increased, being able to see more of New Vegas, like when you're still at Good Springs and stuff, is just unreal. It's amazing. It really puts the game in sort of a scope.
Really.
I didn't get when playing on console. Yeah, I don't mean to. I'm not saying that just to because I personally love console. I still play it. But it's just that was one of those differences that I didn't expect to have. And to be fair, I didn't really expect any except for mods. But that was one of those differences that I did not expect and immediately noticed literally as soon as the game booted. I was like, wow, this is insane. So if you haven't, Vince, I would highly recommend playing the older Fallouts on a beefier machine if you have one. If you have that, if you have that option.
I have a decent computer. I just have a shit graphics card, and Declan gave me his old graphics card. I just haven't bought the cables to put it in.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know. I'm lazy. Don't yell at me.
No, I can relate. Yeah, that and between that and the biggest difference, hands down, bar none, that you can make between playing a game on like the Xbox 360 versus playing a game on the PC is having, say, any of the Fallout games especially, but continuing the example of Fallout New Vegas, having Fallout New Vegas on a solid state drive with a good graphics card and a good processor is quite literally just a different experience because
it's a dream.
Load times are almost non-existent.
God, yeah.
And so it's like when you going in between the strip and stuff, you don't have that delay that takes you out of it. Yeah, you don't have that delay that takes you out of it. I mean, popping in between the different zones of the strip versus back into the wasteland is so immediate that you can stay. You don't have time to stop and look at your phone or whatever, and you can stay invested in your travels and stuff. And it just it definitely just changes the experience in ways that I did not predict when I made
it's the little things.
The switch. It is. It really is.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm all about.
Yeah,
it's just like the little like I don't know how deep you go for like Red Dead, like this new Red Dead that's coming out.
God, don't get me don't get me started. I'm aroused.
Yeah, so many little things.
Yeah, the balls shrink.
I was gonna say, have you heard the news about the mini map?
No.
If you turn, supposedly, this is very unconfirmed. I heard this from a third party, but supposedly there was someone at Rockstar stated that if you turn the minimap off in your options, the dialogue with NPCs will change so that they give you directions to your destination using landmarks and roads and stuff. Yeah,
get the fuck! Don't lie to me.
No, I swear to God, if I can find it, I'll show it to you.
That's like fucking not even Morrowind. Was it Morrowind?
Yeah. I mean, games like that was something that I was like, well, now I'm not playing this game with a mini map, so rip me. But
yeah, but did you?
I did the same thing with Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
I didn't play with any of the UI. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's something I'm. If that's, I really hope it's true. I don't have any reason to suspect it's not. Again, I heard it from a third party, but if you looked it up, if you did a minor Google search, I'm sure you could find something about it. Because I read it on something, I forget where.
Did you hear that every NPC has a different actor?
That cannot be true.
Well, okay, I don't know if it is, but apparently, I forget where I saw it. I think it was Twitter. There's 1,000 different people, a literal.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, I was listening to the Ham Radio podcast today, and they were talking about it a little bit, that it's going to be 105 gigs to download.
Jesus.
And they were saying, like, a good portion of that, I mean, Declan, you could probably attest for this, is going to be just audio.
Yes.
And there's over 200 species of animal. Now, I don't know if that means, like, 200 animals, or if it's 200, like, different, like, this is a species and a subspecies and a genus.
Yeah, I'm picturing, like, different colored birds.
Yeah. So, like, 200 of them, even if you're just walking by and a scroll goes, like, that's a file.
Dang.
You know what I mean?
Course.
Like, that's... Yeah. And
there's so much to having those individual little things that it does add up, and I completely expect it to be around 100.
Yeah, no, I won't be able. I could. I have to do some serious working to put it on my solid state. Oh no, it's on console. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, console.
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna clear out my secondary solid state if I get it on PC.
It's not on PC.
Oh, isn't it? No,
dude.
It's not.
No, can't you do like if you get it on Xbox, you can do crossplay?
No.
Because I thought you can play Xbox games on PC with that service that they have.
Well, you have to connect to your Xbox. You're essentially still playing it on Xbox.
Oh.
Yeah, you're just.
It's like a Steam Link.
Yeah, you're just like remoting into your Xbox basically.
Use that PS4, big boy.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, I didn't even know it was coming on PlayStation. Yeah, I guess that would make it not Xbox exclusive. Yeah.
It's all the DLC, which is kind of shitty, but all the DLC is coming to PlayStation first.
Oh, okay.
Which, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I've just gotten used to it that PlayStation just gets the better deals at this point.
Yeah. I wonder if they're gonna have bonnets in Red Dead 2.
Oh, they for sure will. Oh, that's already been in some of the trailers and stuff.
I mean,
they're
like
not the same.
I can wear it.
Oh, I don't know. It depends on the character, because I don't think it's going to be a custom character.
No, it's not.
Yeah, so I don't think you're going to be able to play as a girl. I mean, I would imagine not. just because it centers around the whole John Marston gang story.
Yeah.
But that would be cool. I agree. Who knows? Maybe.
So okay, I'm gonna open up to a more open-ended question for the two of you. We've spoken about it a lot on here before, but what are like 3 things you're looking forward to the most in 76?
Ms. Z, start us off.
Other than the Bonnet.
Other than the Bonnet. So let's see here. I'm trying to really, honestly, I am very, very excited. I have a lot of friends that are that I've obviously met through the Fallout communities, and I'm really excited to play a game with them that is actually Fallout and not like PUBG or Sea of Thieves. I'm really excited to play games with my friends, and I love that it's in the Fallout universe. Because I think that'll be. I think most of my friends and I we're on the same page about like what we want to see and what we want to do. I think we all kind of play it for the same reasons. So I think that is, and it's so funny because that's like the one thing that I see most people complaining about. They're like, I don't want a multiplayer game, and I'm like, but I have friends. Like, maybe I'm just like the one person.
Not all of us do. Not all of us do.
I will be their friends. They can join the pre-war Bonnet cult with us. I'm also, yeah. No, I'm actually really excited just to kind of like role play and just have fun with it. Like, I legit, if for whatever reason I have to wait a year for mods, I legit want to be a hat salesperson. Like, I feel like
Caps for sale.
Caps for sale.
Only pre-war bonnets.
Like I want to sell all of the hats, but
okay.
I'm the only one that gets to wear the pre-war bonnet because it's my thing.
Monopoly.
That's your brand.
That's my brand, exactly. It's the pre-war bonnet hat sales place. I don't know. We're still workshopping the name.
Yeah.
But like, I think that'd be cool. But then I want to be like a bounty hunter. So I want people. I cannot wait for the murderers and the griefers to come in because I legit like want to be like, all right, guys, shop's closed. Just got a call. Like, it's just
cool.
Like just the silly things that I'm excited about doing because in this one, like, you do have a minor plot, and I am excited about it because I love the story. But I mean, come on now, everybody, like. I'm sure you guys can relate. I'm sure all of us have fantasized in our mind. Obviously, this would be like a nightmare, but we've all fantasized like what would it be like to actually live in a post-apocalyptic world.
Oh.
Like that's not where you guys are going.
Ron Goldman.
I mean,
like,
the best part. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No.
But the best part about this is it's that you have the other people. Because Apocalypse is inherently community-based. You die if you're on your own.
Yes.
This is going to be the rawest form of consuming post-apocalypse with people.
yes.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And I think that's, honestly, I feel like that's where Bethesda got it. Like, think about how big, like, the Hunger Games took off. And, gosh, what was the other name of that movie that had that Shelley or Shelby girl in it?
That wasn't Maze Runner, was it?
No, but Maze Runner is also another
one,
great
yeah.
example of it. Is that we have been essentially begging for like a post-apocalyptic, like RPG type game. We've been begging for it. Maybe not like outright, but media sales don't lie. Book sales don't
True.
lie. All of this has been huge. But
You guys ever see the Book of Eli? Sorry to cut you off.
No. I have
Well,
not
the
seen it,
movie.
but I have heard about it. I have not read it though.
It's Fallout 3 the movie.
Well, I've seen the movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing movie.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
No. But honestly, I mean, even stuff like that, we've been begging for it. The American populace has been begging for this, and somebody in Bethesda was smart enough to pick up on it.
Yeah.
Like, it might be, like, Fallout fans in the Fallout community might be like, screw this, not my Fallout, # not my Fallout.
Oh my goodness.
I'm never playing this game, you people suck. No, they've, honestly, I feel like they've hit the nail on the head, and it's really odd because I've not seen anyone else, like, point out the similarities, like the market has been eating this up for years, at least 10 years. When did
You might be onto something.
When did the first Hunger Games book come out? That came out in I think I was in
2012.
Afghanistan. No, it was prior
12?
to that. Because I remember coming home from R&R, and I was flying back to Afghanistan, and I was stuck in an airport, and I picked it up because they said it was on the bestsellers list. And I read it the entire flight back to Afghanistan. And I was like, damn, this is amazing. Like, oh my god, why did nobody ever write this book before? Like, it's like that thing that like my soul has been craving, like this post-apocalyptic like fantasy, because it's that one thing everybody wants to live through, but nobody actually wants to happen. Unless you're like, I don't even know the right word for what you would be if that's something that you actually want to live in. But
anarchists, like, I don't know.
No, I feel like even anarchists would be like, "Oh fuck me, just kidding, put it back."
Fix it. You're not an anarchist
I'd like
anymore.
one society, please.
If there's no society, you can't be an anarchist. So
Yeah, you're right. Those are big facts.
But yeah, no. What about you, Icon?
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's probably obvious, but definitely whenever mods and private service support comes out, very intrigued. Look forward to that possibility, and sort of the avenues that opens up for. I'm picturing like the Grand Theft Auto 5 roleplay servers, right? But just like that, but for Fallout 76, which could work well, I think. I'm excited for. I've heard. From what I've seen, it doesn't appear to be true, but I've heard rumors of this being an updated version to the creation engine, which I don't, one, see how that's possible given the time frame, and two, again, just the footage doesn't really support that. But
it's a very pretty game.
It does. It looks very pretty. But, I mean, I don't know. How many video game trailers have you seen that don't look pretty?
Yeah, you're right.
Best material up front.
No, but even like the footage that people have been putting up, like I was watching Mr. Matty Plays, and the footage he had on, I mean, it wasn't in 4K, but it was great.
Okay.
Like, it looked really good.
Yeah, I mean, Fallout 4, on a high-end PC running good mods like that, looks unreal. Fallout New Vegas also does the same. You can mod...
I agree.
You
can make Fallout New Vegas look better than Fallout 4.
Right.
I don't know. I think it looks a little too uncanny.
Yeah, different. Like, they're both good. They have their differences, though. Just obviously, there's the atmosphere. But so I'm intrigued to see, what sort of truth there is to that statement. To if this is an updated version of the Creation Kit, and what sort of, tweaks we can, what sort of differences we can expect. Well, but I think actually, sorry.
No, I was gonna say it's not like Bethesda's ever lied to us before.
No, wow.
Don't let him whisper those sweet lies in your ears.
But, I think a very underrated, or at least not talked about as much benefit that people are expecting is, and like Bethesda said in their E3 presentation, was that Bethesda games are notoriously buggy, so much so that they've become, staples of their games. Elder Scrolls, Fallout, either one. But what I think will be interesting to see what sort of ongoing support they have. Fallout 4 they do now, and Skyrim SSE because of the Creation Club stuff. But it'll be interesting to see what sort of base level ongoing support they have for an online game that's pretty much necessitates constant patchwork in order for people to, in order to avoid the whole exploit thing. Like, for example, someone finds a level design bug, they glitch through the map, they get teleported somewhere. I mean, there you go. You've got an exploit right there. So it's kind of one of those things that they're going to have to stay on top of that sort of stuff. And so it's going to be really interesting because I think, one, you're going to see a drop-off in mod support for bug fixing. But two, you're going to have dev support bugs fixing, which will be really interesting because Bethesda's never had to do that before at an ongoing kind of capacity. Like, for example, bugs in Fallout 4, there are bugs that have been in there since the game launched. And I mean, they're aware of them. It's not like they're not aware of them. But they just never had to fix them because, one, either other people took care of it or just because it wasn't high on the priority list. But this time it kind of will be. So it'll be interesting to see how they respond to that, I think. Those are my things. Very boring things. Mrs. E's were way better.
But you know what? I like that because it's something that a lot of people overlook.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
Yes.
I do think it'll be easily overlooked, and people, if done well, people won't notice it at all, right? Like
hopefully.
Yeah, if done well, you'll never know. So,
Vince, do you want to answer yours?
Yeah.
If I'm looking forward to being able to do anything, I just want to be a ghoul. Like, The only game of the Fallout series that you can be a ghoul is the Brotherhood of Steel games that were on the Xbox, and they are not even anywhere close to being canon.
No.
They are it's not even close. I just want, because I think if you're going to play this game where it's a game that's very much role play and I can play as a ghoul, people can be like, I'm not talking to him, he's scorched. And it's like, no, I'm not, I just want to trade. Like, it could be, you know what I mean? Like, you could really play up the whole being a ghoul thing. Like, that's what I always thought was so interesting about Fallout, is that race doesn't exist anymore. Because it's not so much of, I don't like him because he's a black guy, or I don't like him because he's a Chinese guy. It's, I don't like him because
hang on.
What do you mean?
Well, in Fallout, they don't like the Chinese because of, the whole...
Sorry. Whatever. But, the beginning of Fallout 4, when you're leaving Sanctuary, is, there's an interracial lesbian couple there. Like, so obviously race and things don't matter anymore, but what does matter is that guy has skin falling off of his face. And I don't like that. And I just think it'd be really cool to kind of play with that, like...
in a human way and not a designed way.
I see
what you're saying.
Remember, I think it was Rust, based on your IP or something, or your Steam ID, they assigned you a race and a gender. So you could be a straight white male, and all of a sudden you're like a bisexual Japanese woman. You know what I mean? Like, you could be something so completely different from what you're used to that people were being treated differently in the game.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
So I just think if you're gonna do it from a role play perspective, because don't get me wrong, one of the role play things I would love to do is pretend like you're part of the Brotherhood, because apparently they're there, and just say, hey, I don't even think they'd be saying ad Victoriam, but hello, I am from the Brotherhood. We started on the West. We're trying to make sure things are okay over here. Do you have any technology? Keep it to yourself. Here's a couple stim packs. I'm out. Like, I think that'd be so cool to be like a cleric, paladin type of, like, and just roam them, because I think a big thing about why people get, like, hooked on games has a lot to do with their first experiences.
Yeah,
like
I could agree.
I've said on the show before, Declan and I have this friend Steven, which, shout out Steven, he said his favorite weapon in any Fallout game is the hunting rifle, because he left 101 and said, fuck the storyline, I'm going to do whatever I want, found himself in a barn, right before he went into a barn that he found, he pulled out a hunting rifle, went inside of the barn, and there's a rad scorpion, and he only had on him a baseball bat, and he's beating the shit out of it, and he has like 4 strength. And then he goes, oh shit, I have a hunting rifle, and like pulled out the hunting rifle and emptied every last shot of the hunting rifle into the scorpion, and was like, holy shit, that felt like such a triumph. So
yeah.
So if you leave the vault, and say you've never played Fallout before, right? This is your first endeavor into the universe.
I found another vault, guys.
Strawberries.
Oh, strawberries.
And, like, the first thing you see is another person playing, but he's I wouldn't say this, but the kid might think he's a filthy, rotting shuffler. Like, you see what I'm saying?
What a terrible slur.
I don't even know what that means.
You could have so much fun with just that whole, like, it's a whole different, and I get that it could be like, okay, but then you don't take radiation. Okay, we'll make bullets do double damage. I'm frail. I'm a ghoul.
No, that's what you're saying. I like that prospect too.
I think it'd be so fun.
Imagine having, like, a necropolis or an underworld in 76, where, and
it was fully established by players, not by the designers of the game.
Even if
it's just a hole in the wall that was built up from nothing.
Yeah.
I think that's the point.
I get so excited when I think about this game, because it's literally do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, I share your enthusiasm, but I also try to temper my expectations, because
I know.
Because I as badly as I want that as much as you do, I try not to let myself get there, because no one wants to be disappointed, and I hope I don't think I will be. I don't expect to be disappointed, but all it takes is the one fucking I don't know ninja joins your lobby and you're fucked. That's it.
Well, the griefing mechanics is, from what I saw,
they seem pretty solid.
Yeah,
that's true. I did see that. Yeah.
If you see Maddie's channel, he has one where Juicehead runs up on him and shoots him, and he shoots back, and it just initiates combat.
Oh, I see.
So it's kind of like a slapping of a glove. Like, you slap me with the glove, I slap you with the glove. A duel at dawn. Like,
yeah.
So
yeah, I'm with you.
I just fuck. I want to play this game.
Yeah.
I want to play this fucking game like so badly.
We're
think we all
almost
do.
there.
I think we all do.
I don't even think I'm going to play the beta, to be completely honest.
Oh, really?
I know I will.
I wanted to.
I'm gonna beta as much as I can.
I just want to break
as much as
the
I can
shit.
afford.
Oh, dude.
If I play the beta, it's going to be because the character travels over, and I want to make sure I get my character to look exactly how I want. So even if it takes me 3 hours to leave the vault, fine. I want my character to look as much as I want him to be as the character I have in mind.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I just actually am interested in trying to break the damn thing. I don't think you understand how excited I am for that.
Well, no,
You get a first crack at destroying Bethesda's game.
Oh, I'm gonna be so good at it. I'm just gonna run into all the corners and fall through. It's gonna be great.
See, but you come from the modding background.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. Like, I wouldn't think to say, like, even speedrunners. Like, speedrunners are like, oh, how can I get from here to there? Like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Where I just think of, like, how do I blow it up? How do I blow up that man? Like, I
I'm with
want to
you.
see his face explode.
I'm with you. I tell people, or especially people that want to, like in a couple of Discord servers that I'm in, people that want to start getting into modding, and they ask me for advice and all this sort of stuff, and what can I do, and blah blah blah. One of the big things I try to tell them, besides this is more work than you think it is. Besides that, is I try to tell them, this is a giant curtain that's going to be pulled back. And you will never ever look at any of these games, especially Bethesda games. Other games, not so much, but especially Bethesda games. The illusion is totally gone. You will never. I can't play any Elder Scrolls or Fallout game without imagining, what it would look like in the creation kit and looking at all the invisible markers and the lighting, and just I can't do that anymore. The illusion is gone, and you're left with you're wondering how they put these pieces together, and that sort of that beautiful painting, you start to see the pixels instead of, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See,
I do that already. I studied game design in school. I do that with every single game that I encounter, and it's like kind of torture, but also kind of like amazing.
Yeah,
to
you
think
trade
about
out
all the work that goes into it.
Right. You trade out one fun, you trade out the enjoyment of the illusion for the enjoyment of analyzing this sort of stuff, and that's a very niche group of people who enjoy that. But it's something that you really pretty much can't get back once that happens. You don't get to just turn that switch off. So I caution people.
Once the game design cherry is popped, you're
See, that reminds me of there was a guy who was like a really competitive Smash player. And he would design games, so he was so good at Smash because he just saw hitboxes. Yeah,
right.
So, I mean, I don't know. I don't have that sixth sense. I'm not Bruce Willis.
It's not. Yeah, I don't know. It's not really a sixth sense, but it's like you could probably imagine it was something, I don't know, you've either studied in school or you've read a lot about, or something like that, or that sort of thing. I mean, you can apply it to anything. Like, it's just the illusion.
It's like when you taste a delicious sauce and you know what went into it.
Right.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's that kind of thing.
Okay. All you had to do is put it through the analogy of food, and I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could taste the rosemary. You could taste You could taste all the components.
People you cook for will always appreciate your food more than you will.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is scientifically proven.
Yeah.
If you make a sandwich for somebody, and they make the exact same sandwich, every single ingredient's identical, the sandwich that was made for them will taste better because they didn't have to do any effort into it.
Yeah, it's just kind of ruined for you like that.
That's what my tax dollars paid for.
Yeah,
Sandwich research. How we doing on the cure for cancer and AIDS? I'm sorry? Sandwiches? Okay, all right, whatever.
Oh my god, that's a whole nother topic. Like, if you've actually seen what Congress approves money to be researched on, that's like a whole other migraine.
I like my sandwiches, all right? I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, I'm talking like they have some crazy stuff that has been allowed and like approved in the budget. Like crazy theories that you're like, why are my tax dollars?
Nothing will surprise me anymore in the country of the United States of America. Pizza is a vegetable.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, no, pizza is a vegetable.
Yeah.
Pizza
I like that.
is
Confirmed.
my favorite vegetable.
I like that.
That's ridiculous. But Declan, what is what are you looking forward to if we haven't really already touched upon it?
I'm definitely looking forward to the role play, mostly because like I have been doing Fallout D&D for like years at this point. And I've always been the person behind the curtain, kind of like pulling all the strings. And I finally get to be thrusted into that role of the player again. And I get to still interact with you guys. So I don't have a character because I'm the DM. I need to now
Right.
come into this world with you guys where we're going to play our Fallout D&D characters. And I'm just going to be this schmuck that shows up. That's like, hi, yeah, I'm the god of this world. And you just need to take that at face value. So I'm probably going to end up playing like a perception, like tactician kind of person. So I can still pull the strings a little bit, but all within the bounds of the game. And I think that's going to be a really interesting feeling for me.
Yeah, that sounds like
Because you,
more work.
because
than
like
it is
I know that my players have already become very comfortable in their roles. We've been playing for 2-3 years.
Oh, wow.
More.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for that. I'm also really excited for. I love exploring like nooks and crannies.
Oh, yeah?
I can't wait to just find a shack and just like explore it and look at all the little things that were put there by hand. And like find like a holotape that sends me on a wild goose chase to find someone dead in a gutter.
Hopefully none of
Like-
the things are floating.
I love that stuff. Just it's this like someone had to put that there. Like that's me thinking about the game design again, but that's where I get off on that. Like someone has to put that there and perfectly design this, and I loved thinking about that and just finding those little things that are put throughout the world.
Yeah. I can totally see where you're coming from because like I said before, I lack the sort of creative aspects like the writing, the art. I can't do any of that. So the fact that someone had the foresight to twist out this story of this note's going to go here and that'll lead them here and then they'll uncover this secret and then that'll make them want to go here. The fact that someone had the creative mind to put all that together is just beyond me. So I totally see where you're coming from there.
Yeah, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Cool.
That's
So,
Oh, go on.
Are you thinking that it's about that time?
I think it's about that time.
So before we end the show, I do have something I want to give to you guys for being our special guests.
Aw.
So I'm gonna drop in our Discord the thing that I'm giving to you guys, and I hope you like it.
I'm sure we will.
I made something,
Oh
God.
my gosh. Oh,
and I'm going to show it on
man.
the YouTube version of the podcast. I made a little like profile picture frame that says "Bring Back the Bonnet," and one that's just like a regular photo.
Oh my god.
I didn't know about the profile picture one.
Yeah, I kept that one secret.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I
that's
love
so
this.
awesome.
I can't even describe how much I love this. Like, I'm tearing up right now how much I love this.
Oh, man. Thank you guys so much. You guys
Thanks
did
for
not
coming
have
on
to
the
do
show.
It's just a little token. Like when Kyle was on the show, our friend Kyle, we let him like write Dixon, which is one of our like biggest projects. So for you, I had to give you something.
This is
Man,
like,
that's great.
this
that is
so
awesome.
amazing.
That is so great. Oh, I love it.
And
That
I
is
have all
awesome.
the raw files for that for you guys whenever
Yes.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah. I would love
God.
those.
Thank you.
That is
Thank
incredible.
you, thank you. I cannot even say thank you enough. Like, I'm legit like tearing up right now.
That's so awesome. Thank you.
That is
That's
so
really
Oh,
great.
awesome.
it's no problem. Thank you so much for being on our show.
Thank
Of
you,
course, I think-
seriously.
Oh yeah.
think we both had a pretty great time. Would
Oh,
you say so, Mrs. E?
This was awesome. Like, you guys seriously like made my day. When you had sent me the DM, Vince, when you sent me the DM, I was like, oh really? It's like, you're not making fun of me.
No, I was like, I need to be a part of this. I see her. I see what she's going through, and I need to help.
Oh, that's awesome.
So Vince, it is that time.
It is that time.
If our faithful listeners want to find us, where would they find us?
they can find me, myself.
No, I'm talking about the show.
If they want to find the show, you can head on over to Twitter, and you can type in @Atomic Radio Hour. Once again, that's @Atomic Radio Hour on Twitter. You can find us.
Did you guys get that?
Yes.
All right, wonderful. Would you guys like to plug yourselves?
No.
No.
This is ego.
I mean, I'm on Twitter. I'm on Twitch. One for my homies, if you need to Google it.
Mm-hmm. That's on Twitch.
Yeah, that's on Twitch. It's one for my homies.
I was watching some of your streams.
Were you really? Thank you.
I followed you.
Oh, did you? Thank you.
Yeah.
But you'll have
Thanks
to
for
tell
being
me.
on the show.
No, you'll have to tell me what your screen name is, because I try to give shout outs and all that.
Yeah, I'll shoot it over in thing.
Yeah.
So Vince, if they want to find you specifically on Twitter, where are they going to find you?
I'm on Twitter @TheBoogans. That's @TheBoogans, all capital, _Boogans. @TheBoogans. But what about yourself, Declan? What if the fine folks at home want to hear from you?
I can be found on that Twitter space @Declan_Bean. You can find me retweeting every single post by Atomic Radio Hour. There's something that I have to mention, and I think we can show our appreciation for our wonderful intro music.
Oh, God.
I mean, of course, you guys know it's Feather Duster. You can find it at silvermansounds.com/freemusic/featherduster, and it's composed by the wonderful, the illustrious Shane Ivers.
Shane Ivers, shout out to you.
Ooh. Anything else that you would like to say to our guests before we go to our original piece of content?
Thanks for coming on, first off. How was your day? I don't know, Declan. Why you gotta put me on the spot like this?
Because you do it to me all the time.
I know. Do you guys want to say anything before we head out?
No, thanks again, you guys, for having us. We should totally get in touch about this whole Atomic Radio Hour mod.
Oh, speaking of that, Declan, don't you have something to announce?
So I would like to announce that we are going to be opening up our Discord, our recording studio, to you, the listeners. So we are going to link in the description of this episode the link to our Discord.
Yeah, you can find us
Because it's
there.
a string of letters and numbers, I'm not going to say it out loud because that's annoying.
It'll be in the description.
It'll be in the description.
Also, we keep forgetting to say this, even though it's kind of a big deal. We're on Spotify.
Ooh.
Yes,
yeah.
we're getting our backlog uploaded. We have a couple things we need to work out before we can be fully live, fully up to date. But within the next week, we're going to be fully out on Spotify, soon to be coming to Apple Podcasts and a few other of your favorite podcasting apps.
Nice.
Very cool.
That is so awesome.
All right, so I think we got everything out of the way.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
White Collar and Mrs. E, thank you very much for coming on. Thank you everyone at home listening. We'll see you out in the waste in like a month.
Catch you next week.
Bye everybody. Wear a seatbelt. Drive safe. Bye.
Medical log number 2 of Victor J. Steinman. For some time I have been studying this liquid others of the group call Gramasplen. The effects are outstanding, causing the patient to go into a temporary coma for some time. It works a little different on each species. For ghouls, for example, it's less of a time. Take note, the study is further needed to figure out its ingredients. Very, very potential.
Atomic Radio Hour Podcast.